The CV store has invited me to talk about my struggles finding a job as a person with a disability. My name is Lenart, and I live near Chicago. I have cerebral palsy and I am nonverbal. I have a master's degree in software engineering and worked in my field for 14 years at HSBC until 2009. Since that time I have written a book with my friend Lisa about our lives with cerebral palsy. I also started a YouTube channel called Disability Awareness. On this channel I talk about issues that affect people with disabilities. Today I am going to talk about my experience searching for a job. When I was let go from my job, I really thought that I would find another job quickly. I had worked for 14 years, so I had plenty of experience under my belt. The department in which I was working had been shut down due to the economy. It was not like I was let go due to the quality of my work. I started filling out applications. Companies would email me saying that they were highly impressed by my resume and would love to talk with me on the phone. I had to reply by saying that I was not verbal and emailing would be easier for me. Guess what? Most of them didn't reply. I kept applying and receiving the same response over and over again. A few companies invited me in to interview. Most interviews didn't go very well. I had gotten to one interview through a friend's referral. When the interview was done, the interviewer was highly impressed with me and told the human resource to hire me. I felt like I had really nailed it. I wrote my thank you letters as always. Long story short, they had me to come in for the interview for good looks but not a position. They could not find a position for me. So what do you do if you want a job? The first thing is to figure out what you want to do. Are you good with your hands? Are you good with talking and love to be around people? Do you enjoy helping kids? After you decide what you want to do for a living, you then have to figure out if you have the skills to do the work, or if you need to get training. The next step is to apply for jobs. You might be able to find a website that has job openings. I am not in the UK, so I don't know what website that is good for looking for jobs. If you want a job in a store setting, you might go into a store that you would like to work for and ask. That might be the easiest thing to do. If they tell you that you have to apply online, that is okay. Maybe they might give you some tips what to put in the application. Now for the $1 million question. Should you have to put that you have a disability on the application? If the application asks if you have a disability and your disability affects the job somewhat, then I would put it on the application. If the application does not have a place for that, don't put it on the application. You want to tell them little possible, so you want the opportunity to get the interview. I have to tell them about my cerebral palsy because I need extra time for the interview. If I don't tell them the interview, it might not go well. It is your own decision, and you have to live with the results. If they ask you if you would need any modifications to your work environment, you should have everything written out. That shows them two things. The first thing is that you are prepared for the interview, and second, you know what you have to have for the job. Another good tip to do is to hold onto the paper until they ask you that question. You want them to know your qualifications first. I want to leave you with 3 takeaways from this video. Number 1, if you want to work, nobody can stop you from working. Number 2, Have faith in finding a job, because people are literally scared in hiring a person with a disability, because they heard a lot of negative things that are not true. And number 3, try new ways in getting a job. If you were to tell me 4 years ago that I would write a book and have a YouTube channel, I would just say no way. So the future for you is endless.